Back connected for a while. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit of. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about certain corporations and being weary of your surroundings. You know, a lot of times I get kind of weary and leery around conspiracy theorists. But as of late, within the last 3, 4 years of my life, I found something that's much deeper than a conspiracy. Let me just start off by saying, even if you watch the beginning of my videos, I had a beautiful job, car, was paying my rent and bills and all that. Everything was going great. Then, as time progressed and I started coming out, instead of saying that this is a slave type system and instead of saying we're enslaved, I said we're all free and told everybody to come on a journey with me. I started speaking on certain institutions and going to certain places, and then things started happening. Let me explain. At first, I was having some problems with my lungs because of a previous job of mine. I was working at Master Brand, and at Master Brand, they slide boxes across the floor and dust flies up. When the dust flies up, there's a bunch of birds in the warehouse that poop and stuff, so I ended up contracting histoplasmosis. When I caught histoplasmosis, neither I nor the hospital knew what it was at the time. At first, they were telling me I had anxiety and that I should stop smoking cigarettes, which stop smoking cigarettes is good advice, but it really isn't if you don't smoke cigarettes, and a lot of these people are just perpetuating things that they've heard on truth commercials and stuff. Even though they're in the medical profession, it's ironic. But anyway, so eventually what ended up happening was they did enough scans, and I guess I went enough times and found out it was histoplasmosis. Well, at first they found a mass when I took an x-ray or something, you know, and I was like, whoa. So even when they told me the news, it was like real cold-hearted. They just said, hey, we found a mass, and left. I mean, it was gone for like 2, 3 hours, right? All these doctors sitting around laughing, hee hee ha ha, you know. So I was like, okay. I pushed the nurse's button. I said, I want to talk to a doctor now. You just told me you found blah, 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 and just ended it like that, and everybody's just going on like everything's fine. So, you know, eventually they came back and talked to me and said they wanted to run more scans and do more tests and stuff. So for a long time, the only knowledge and information I had in my head was that they had found a mass in my lung, right? This is the medical view. Oh, so, you know, all right, let's back to our lives and let's blah, 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 blah. So me, of course, I'm like, oh, Lord, like everybody do. I keep telling y'all, biggest atheist in the world. What did I miss about that Bible? So I was looking, searching. Man, when I started, because we have the internet now, so that's, you know, a lot of times when people are ignorant or misinformed, they really not only had a chance to, but didn't have the resources to know certain things. So now with the internet in my hand, I started researching different things. Where'd the word God come from? Where'd the word Jesus come from? Breaking the words down, getting the syllables and figuring out what everything means. And then I thought to myself, I was like, oh crap. A lot has been misplaced and a lot's going wrong. Woo, after bam. So I kept searching and looking. Well, in between me really like frantically looking, I was still learning a lot about science and technology. Learning about the stars, the universe, all that. In my mind, I'm like, nope, this is just natural. We're on a rock, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay. Still going with the science aspects, psychology, all that. So then eventually they found out it was histoplasmosis. They did what's called a bronchoscopy. They put me under and put a scope in my lungs and pulled out some what's it called, man? Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, what was I even? Sorry, I ended up getting a phone call. But no, yeah, so I was learning, trying to figure everything out. They found out I had a bronchoscopy done, and they pulled some, it's called phlegm, something from out of my lungs. So when they did, they found out it was histoplasmosis, a fungal infection. Well, I still wasn't 100% in the clear because this thing isn't really an American thing like that. It is, but it is. It's like the Midwest, and I'm in the Midwest, so. But, you know, it has to do with bat droppings and bird droppings and stuff. And so initially, when I found out it was that, I told Master Brand about it. And I'm not even finna get into that, so that was dead. And I don't have money for like law and lawyers and stuff. You see on like TV shows and stuff, they're always like, get a lawyer. A lot of times average people don't even have enough money for cell phones and stuff, or to pay their payment plans or have data. So anyway, so time went on, I found out it was histoplasmosis. I was just cruising through life still. They were giving me medication to fight it. It was like antifungals, and I took them for about a year and a half or whatever. And it was it was getting smaller, but it wasn't healing like that. It was like just slowly healing. And then they're like, all right, so we should do HIV tests and all this other stuff to see if it's a viral infection. Well, they ran all the tests. It wasn't none of that. So, in the midst of doing all this, I hadn't come out saying all this I am stuff yet or any of this. I was still learning. So one day I'm sitting on the couch and I can't explain it, but we all have our thoughts, our ideas, our whatever in our minds. And I was sitting on the couch and I was pretending like I was in Jerusalem. I can't even tell you what I was thinking. I was just thinking like, yeah, all right, I'm ready, whatever. I done fought all man's concepts and blah, 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 I'm strong. All of a sudden I heard, use my fire. I was like, what the Now the crazy thing is when I first heard it, I was like, yes. I don't know if subconsciously I knew what was gonna happen or what. But I heard, use my fire, and I was like, oh, I can use the fire, it's mine, yeah, woohoo. So then I started researching, looking for different people throughout time, kings and stuff. When I did, I found a man named Yehohanan. Now, this is where the name Jehovah comes from. Now, we're pronouncing it Yehohanan, but the Romans and Greeks, it was Yanis, or Yanis, or Yanes. All right, Yanes, you hear people say that in the Greek, it's Yanes. So when they pronounced it Y-E-H-O, Hanez or something like that, yeah, Hanez or Jonathan, that was the language in English now, and it's transitioning over. So I'm learning all this. I'm like, what? His name was Yanez. I'm Juannie. A name they won't understand, just like a bunch of verses was clicking. And so then what ends up happening is I get back into it. I'm like, okay, so what's the name then? Well, God is from Germany. Jesus is from the Latins. Sus is Latin for pig. I got into that whole I am thing, right? I found it again. I was like, ooh, it's on the inside of us. We all have the Spirit of God on the inside. That's how we're getting crucified, by reading these stories and these lies and stuff. So when I found that out and started researching about like corporate stuff in the world and what's actually going on, I found out about Trump in 2025 and Heritage and all that. Well, then I thought to myself, Heritage, that's strange. That's the biggest psychological, that's who all these companies and blah, 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 Heritage. They're pumping these pills and got this guy Patil out here diagnosing everybody. And what y'all don't, so I went to the hospital and I was like, okay, I want to talk to a therapist or something because this is getting kind of weird, you know what I mean? So in the midst of me doing that, I went past my turn. In the midst of me doing that, they was like, okay, we'll sign this paper and we're gonna blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Man, I signed the paper and I like fell asleep. They wake me up and was like, all right, come on, we're gonna go on a trip. And I went across town and they involuntary me. I was like, what the fuck? So then, that was the first time. They put me in this place for 5 days. They just had me in there. So then I was like, they had this guy Patil coming in and talk to me every day. The same one that's diagnosing everybody in town. So I'm telling him like, yo, Project 2025, like a lot of this Nazi stuff is still out here. These movies like Shutter Island, it's confusing people's minds and all this medication stuff, woo woo. Yo, this motherfucker diagnosed me with depression, which is mental illness. I was like, what the fuck? For what? So then I lost my FOIA card. Eventually my job started emailing me like, take our medications. I was like, what the fuck? I literally have the email and mail. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not depressed, what the fuck? So then, this what made it fucking, I don't want to say worse because it's amazing. This what made it blow my mind. And amidst all this going on because of what Patil and all them did, yo, this shit that made me go back to the hospital, yo, I found out about the I am who I am, and I started using the word in spirit. I started saying certain things, right? I started saying stuff and it came 100% true. Not like, oh, I prophesied it and it was finna come. It was like I said it and it happened. Okay, I got videos talking about this. I said something about Kanye and Trump and them being Nazis and stuff. I got a whole video about it called I Am God. Now, even that title, I'm not trying to say like I'm y'all God, but if you watch my videos, you'll see what I mean when I say that. So, man, so much of shit start coming true. One day, I go, I am healed and I will heal and you are with me. And just constantly praying on this and so my mind, I go to the fucking doctor and it's gone. The remnant of it is still there. So they do blood tests, and when you do a blood test, what ends up happening is they see how many different fungal cells, how many different blood cells, white blood cells, all these different things they look for in tests. Yo, that shit was damn near gone. My immune system was fucking it up. I was like, oh, what is happening? No, these people just gave me depression. If I go back to the hospital, they finna So I went back, but this time I called. I was like, hey, I'm having a lot of thoughts. I want to talk to a therapist. I was an 18. I'm just spilling it, right? Man, these people sent an ambulance, came and got me, and then tried to involuntary me. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You got to get a court order to involuntary somebody. So then the college and the logic started coming out, the medical knowledge. I was like, take this IV on my arm. It's involuntary exclusion. I said, you guys can't involuntary me without a court order. And I don't even know what's going on. I ain't even saying nothing crazy. I'm telling y'all about real things that are happening, oppression and immigrants getting attacked and people fighting each other and Christianity being fake. Yo, they tried to so I tried to walk out the hospital and they body slammed me from behind, right? Put me on a bed and sedated me. When I woke up, I was in a turtle suit and they took my picture. And so now on the internet, I'm in a turtle suit. Went to college, worked as a CNA for years, 10, 12 years. No, I'm not crazy. No, nothing wrong with me. But so, that's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm not in conspiracies, but that whole psychologist with the white coats, like you see the movie Terminator and all that. I'm not saying Terminator's real. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times people will tell the truth about stuff, and then when they get pummeled, friends and family like abandon them. Yo, I'm thinking like, yeah, mom told me about religion all my life. Y'all that said flee from them, John the Baptist, whatever y'all want to call him. The Baptist said flee. He was the one that was crucified. I found the bone on the internet. Oh my goodness, it's all coming real. Then they're like, Juannie, get a job. Juannie, try harder. Juannie, you're not applying yourself. I'm like, mama, they arrested y'all when I was younger and gave y'all the charge y'all didn't do. I fought it and beat it, and they trying to crush me because of being y'all. It's just like, I don't even know. So well, I tell people, be strong and find yourself safe spaces where because I'm not saying hate your family. I just had to delete a poem because after, I might have got my feelings out, but I probably shouldn't have posted that online. I love my mother. I do sound like Norman fucking Bates. Anyways, sometimes even though a lot of negativity can happen in your life, it's good to express it and speak it, but also sometimes it's not other people's business. So I deleted that last poem, but you know what I mean? You're a lot of people out there that's like on the brink or on the cusp. No, you're not crazy. As I tell people before, I am who I am. I am the one that does anything. You all too. You all are. The mind is like a Google search bar. You might think of one thing, or it might randomly be a thought. You navigate through it like the user using Google or something like that. You know what I mean? A lot of times diagnose people with stuff that's totally not true and don't even understand what's really going on in the human mind or anybody around them. And so this is why I try to teach people, show as much love as you can and understanding. Yes, there might be family members that's doing drugs or stealing and stuff. I'm not telling y'all, you know what I mean? I'm not telling y'all what to do. But what I'm basically telling people is it's good to try to help people. You don't know what they're really going through a lot of times. So it's good to try to be there for people. I'm almost at the store right now, so I'll probably quit recording. But I'm just walking down to the Dollar Tree to get some toilet paper and some dish soap. So last couple days I've been crashing out. But this is what I want to teach people. There's nothing wrong. Well, crashing out is crashing out. You got what you got in life. But this is what I tell people. They're willing to bomb people and arrest people and blow people up and shoot at people. So saying some things sometimes and crashing out sometimes isn't the worst thing in the world. As I've told y'all, a lot of these poets, Edgar Allan Poe and all them, they got their feelings out by writing poetry and stories and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to tell people, everybody's got a deep side that don't nobody really know about. But when we expose it ourselves and begin to take care of it, that's when things can get a little bit better. You know what I mean? That's why I don't really advocate for people going into confessionals, telling people all their sins, because a lot of stuff is private. And if you would just tell who I am, not me, I'm saying like, you know what I mean, and talk about it and think about it. Sometimes going to people for help, like people will be like, when people cry out for help, can you guys please stop attacking them? I see different baby daddies and men that's been kicked out the home on Facebook hollering and screaming for help. And a couple people have committed suicide that I know. And y'all keep like, this one dude was like, I miss my family and I did everything. And I got a little drunk, but I missed them and I'm sorry. Man, a couple people on the staff was like, quit bitching and work harder and do what you can do. It's like y'all are beating people up, man. Y'all got to chill, man. Y'all, be nicer to people. Be more helpful, you know what I mean? Like I said, I can't tell y'all what to do. But my advice to a lot of the world is maybe we should stop crushing each other and start to try to help, because a lot of what we're doing is vain promises and lies that was from vain religion, because somebody posted something really freaking wise. I mean, super wise. And it's like, none of these popes, none of these religions, Catholics, Buddhists, Muslims, T-Day, Terminate, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't care what group, Christians, Hebrews, I am who I amians, I don't care. None of that gets you into heaven. None of that gives you, it's a spiritual thing. You have to do it from within. And a lot of these corporations now are putting shit, all this delusion voices. I'm telling you, that's how people think. So I'm trying to help the world as best of my ability. I got a little bit more credits, if you will. I paid the right phone bill this time, and I've been hustling my butt off to try to get $1 here and there and have people help me, but it's hard out here, you know what I mean? But if you do like what you see, my Cash App is JAYBEE, capital A, capital J, 6, with the number sign at the beginning. So stay blessed, everybody, you know what I mean? Do what y'all gotta do, and remain humble. Out.